be happening here. This is our YouTube channel that we started and don't do well at all. So, very few people find it because we do nothing about promoting it. Nothing. But so we'll have some of this.
You can't make me laugh too much because I'm like recovering from something. And if I laugh, I go into the 87-year-old man with emphysema fit. So
okay, well, I may have to try to make you laugh just to hear that.
I've got a break for a grandchild.
Really she's gonna break. I'm gonna tell you.
All right, well, do I need to join? Okay, give me a grandkid.
Okay. You hang. I'm gonna tell you something while she's doing that.
Okay.
So this will be on our YouTube that I mentioned. We don't do anything, so don't worry about anything for a few minutes because no one finds it anyway.
Okay.
I love it. I love it.
Then we will officially start the podcast. And we are with the Christian Parenting Network, and you will get your message out there, and we'll do it. We'll do it better there. We'll do it more professionally once we start. So if you're ready.
To say last time the Christian Parenting, do we have to say that?
We were supposed to. There are all kind of things we're supposed to say we never say, like subscribe.
Oh, look at you, rebels.
Yeah, like subscribe, tell your mom, all that stuff. We don't ever do that stuff, so we need to get better about it.
Look at you. Right, look at you. Hey, we break rules.
Are you bringing us in?
No, you're bringing us in. I just brought us in on the last one.
Okay.
All right, wait, Mike's on. Are you ready, Hannah?
Hold on, I got to set a timer. So
wait, okay, no more grandkids. Wait, no grandkids. All right, I'm good.
Oh man, I'm having trouble.
Okay. Welcome to our world. Nothing works exactly right.
No.
Okay, I think I've already been part of this world for years now, so
we need that.
I definitely understand.
That nothing really works tour.
We need to do a tour of these kind of ladies. Like we can all tour together. Nothing really works, folks.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh,
everything.
One second. Now we have a guest.
None of it.
Hey. We are, but that's okay.
But do we need to move? Are y'all about to have something?
We just don't know where to go. We're trying to go to
counseling is go to the very front, that very area there, and it's upstairs.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
Not
That's
a
okay.
problem.
No,
Not,
you're totally
it's
fine.
okay. Not a problem.
Okay. Now we'll start over again.
I love it so much. Oh wait, here's the emphysema. Hold on. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
Here we go.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Rocking It Grand podcast. I'm here with my good friend, Shellie, and we have a guest today that we're super excited about. We do want you to know that we are powered by Christian Parenting Network, and we're so happy to be a part of what they do because they're awesome, and they help us do what we do much better than we could do without them.
Yay,
right,
Christian
Shellie?
Parenting. Yes. So follow all the podcasts. Get over to christianparenting.com and find so many different podcasts. Just ours. Make sure you subscribe to ours and then find the other ones, right?
Then all the rest of them. So today we have a guest on our show, and her name is Hannah Keeley, and we can hardly wait to talk to her because the name of her book is Mom Fog. I love that. I haven't had a chance to read it. Yes, we're both raising our hand that we have been involved in some mom fog. So matter of fact, I've done the grandma fog, and now I'm in the great grandma fog. So she's just going to cover all of that for us. But before we get to her, we want you to know that Hannah is considered America's #1 mom coach. And she is the founder of Mom Mastery University. So that is just pretty awesome right there. Now, there's more to this awesomeness because she's also a best-selling author, speaker, host of the public broadcasting series, Hannah Help Me, and the mom of 7. Okay, now she's just bragging, right?
Yeah, right.
Her goal in life is to equip and inspire moms for the greatest career on earth, and that's motherhood. So we, of course, feel like that as well, and we're so honored to have her. Hannah, thank you for being with us today.
Oh, thank you so much. This is fun. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, we just have a ton of questions to ask you, and they just are all tripping over each other in my head right now. And the biggest one, Hannah, that I want you to speak to right off, I got so tickled when I began reading your book, and you opened the book with telling us you paid $50,000 to write this. I, as an author, just hollered at that story. So please start
because you know what I'm talking about.
I do. Yes. So please start there. Tell us what happened.
All right. So back it up. Okay. I had gotten a contract to write this book from like huge, like if I said the name, you know it.
Yeah.
and got a $50,000 advance. Woohoo! So much fun. So I took that check. I went out. I bought furniture for my office. I was legit. And then I had turned in the manuscript and I got the phone call. And it was, hey, we have some problems with the content. We don't like, words like abundance and prosperity, and we can get a ghostwriter, and that's why I'm like, whoa, wait, what? I was like, this process has worked for thousands of moms. Would I have to change the process? Well, yeah. And I mean, it was like gut punch, like,
yeah.
So I told my husband, I was like, I don't know what to do. And he said, what? You do too know what to do. And I was like, so I was like, all right, fine. So I contacted them and I was like, okay, I'm going to pay you $50,000. I want the rights back and I want to self-publish this, because this is a process that has worked for thousands of months, like from losing over 250 pounds to turning their house from a hoarder into like this guest home, and like all the crazy results.
So wait, let me step in just a second. So
yeah.
All of that was a proven success before you wrote the book.
Exactly.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah.
And you can read all the testimonials throughout the book. And so I bought the rights back, but now I had a $50,000 debt. Like I didn't know what I was going to do. We went on to sell the book. Like we sold it to moms and went on to earn over $250,000 in the book. What? And my agent said, I wouldn't have done it either. Like I'm glad like he didn't get any money. I was like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to I can't follow through with this. I'm gonna buy the rights back. So yeah, so that book costs $50,000, but you don't have to pay that much for it. It just costs me that much. You get it a lot less.
Right. Yeah.
which is nice.
Okay. That is
Great story. Great story.
So interesting. But so now we've got to kind of step back in time, because I have not read all of this, but can't wait to read it all. So apparently when you first started out as a mom of these 7 kids, at some point you hit a rock bottom.
Well, at some point.
Like you existed in a
no. It was there were rock bottom days. Like what mom doesn't have rock bottom days? Yes. But there was one. Oh my goodness, that like I'm gonna wipe my nose. This is real life, right? This is
right.
Real life.
It is.
Yeah. Okay, you don't have to edit this out, do you?
No.
Good. So I could like stick it up my nose and leave it dangling, and that's
it
cool.
Would be right there. Yes.
Woo! I love you guys. I love you. So this one day, I walked in my bedroom. Now my house was cluttered. I was suffering from anxiety, depression. I had gained a significant amount of weight. I was out of shape, and we were so broke. Like we couldn't even afford to pay the minimum balance on all our credit cards. We were maxed out, insufficient fund notices in the mailbox every day. It was not a great place to be in. And I remember this one day I walked into my bedroom. I was carrying a load of laundry with a full intention to just dump it on top of the 7 other loads of laundry waiting to be folded. And I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror that we had there in the bedroom. And honey, I am telling you, that woman looking back at me had no hope, dirty hair pulled back, husband's clothes because none of hers fit anymore. Just vacant expression, just no hope. And at that point, I literally fell on the floor on top of that laundry and started bawling, like ugly cry, like snot tears all over the place, like ugly cry. And I remember just praying to God, like, God, please. I knew that wasn't what my life was supposed to be like. Like I knew it wasn't. He meant me for something more than that. And I was bawling my eyes out, pleading to God to send some miracle, like someone knocks at the door and says, here, you have a check to pay off your debt, or hey, we're here to do a spontaneous cleanup for your home and declutter it, and crying out to God. And I remember I heard that still small voice, heard the voice of God in here.
Amen.
And he said, get up and fold your laundry. And I was like, okay, maybe I heard that wrong. Because I kind of wanted something a little more miraculous. I wanted oh. Yeah. and all of a sudden there's a knock at the door. Someone walks in. It's like, I have been summoned to aid you in conquering the world or something like that. And
Which would have been great. That would have been a great storyline.
that would have been a great story, right? But he said, get up and fold your laundry. And I realized at that point, none of my solutions were working at the time. I was just running the wheels and running. Nothing was working at the time. And I was like, okay, I'm out. I'm out of solutions. I'm just doing things your way. And got up and folded my laundry. And I folded the next and I folded the next. And from that day, it started a process of me listening to the Holy Spirit. And instead of trying to figure things out, go to his word. Because that I remember stumbling into Romans 12:2.
Come
and
on.
do not be conformed to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind so you can test and prove what God's will is, his good, pleasing, perfect will. My life wasn't good. It wasn't pleasing. It wasn't perfect. I was like, all right, I'm sick of doing things the world's way. I'm going to do things the way your word says.
Come
And
on.
out of that, I'm telling you, miracles. Like, it wasn't easy, but it was simple.
Yeah, I love that, Hannah. You know, I'm sorry if I looked like I was about to interrupt you, because I was just bated breath wanting to hear you say what I know our audience needs to hear, because so many times when we hear a story like this, we know what it was like at the lowest point, and then we know the success that it is now and how many moms that you have helped. And because of how we've been primed by our movies and our entertainment and, you know, the stories that we're told in our culture, that happened the next day, right, Hannah? I mean, like, I need.
It's so funny. It's so funny that you said that, because I actually have a strategy I use with moms. And I call it a montage moment. And I said, okay, in movies, like, the huge transition happens in one song.
Right.
Have you ever noticed?
Yes.
Like, all of a sudden you go from, like, my life is a wreck and my woman left me and I'm down and out, and all of a sudden you're like running for office or something.
Yeah.
And it's like that happens in a song. And so we think that life is supposed to all of a sudden, wow, next week, and look how amazing it is. I was like, so you know what? Why don't you just imagine a montage? So every time you find yourself in a hole and find yourself confused and find yourself, why did I ever freaking start this thing? You'll go back to that montage. And I'm like, find a song. Pick the most exciting song, and then play images of you at that point where you know God has given you a vision to go. Yeah. I'm like, use it. It works in the movies. Use it in your life. Like, just like play the song just to get motivated. Say, you know, I'm going there. I don't know how, but that's not my problem. That ain't my problem to know how. That is God's issue. He knows how to get me there. He knows a million ways to get me there. I'm just going to focus on there. I'm just going to focus on the promised land. He knows how to get me there.
So what was your time frame from that low point to when you learn things from Father and from Holy Spirit to where you could help other women? What kind of time frame are we talking about?
Oh my goodness. Years, honestly, years. Yeah. But I will tell you, it was so there was this moment. I don't think I've ever shared this with anyone, but there was this moment when you're working so hard and you're listening to God and you're taking chances, you're investing in yourself and you're launching things, and it's hard. And I remember one time this testimonial came in of this mom. Okay, I will not cry. Don't make me cry. All right. This mom, she had been bedridden with multiple sclerosis, and her 5-year-old son was raising her 3-year-old son because she couldn't even get out of bed. Her name was Akeisha. And Lord Jesus, you don't, come on, don't do this. Get back in their chair. And her story came through inside Mom Master University. And she had started plugging into Mom Master University and started listening to the trainings every week. And it started building up hope that she could have her life back and her health back. And she started just walking down the hall. And she said her 5-year-old son would get under her butt and say, "You got this, mama, you got this," and push her down the hall. And then it was 6 months later, and she's sitting in the living room playing with her sons. And her oldest son looked at her and said, "You're my new mom." And she said, "What are you talking about? I've been your mom your whole life." He said, "No, you're happy now." Wow. And when I heard that, it was like God tapped me on my shoulder and said, "Turn around and look how far you've come. even though every day feels like a challenge, and every day there's a problem, and every day you find yourself in a pit. Sometimes you lean on me and we work it out, and look how far you've come. In that moment, I was like, oh no, I ain't never stopping this. I'm never stopping this. If I can show up for one mom, that's fine. And so it was like, we want it to happen quickly. I get it. We're very easily distracted. We want results now, but isn't it enough that we're on the path? Yeah. And like just today, we know that that Jesus will not leave me. He will not forsake me. He's got me here for a reason. He's going to get me through today. And today can be horrible, or today can be amazing. But I know with that indwelling of the Holy Spirit, I'm already living my best life. I got this.
I love it. That one step.
Right.
So yeah, it's not going to be next week. It could be next week. God does things in the suddenly, right?
Well, so I think certainly we've come out of a terrible time. I mean, everybody can admit that we've been in 2.5 years that we'd like to get a refund for. You know, it's just been crazy.
You know where we fill out that form?
Yeah,
I haven't gotten that form. Can we fill that out?
I can't find it. I'll holler if I do.
Sometimes even when I'm thinking about something that's happened, I think, oh, well, no, it couldn't have been last year because we've lost 2.5 years. So it was before that, you know? So we've all come out of that. And I think our new moms, I do have great grandchildren. So all of my new little moms, you know, have been in the house, you know, with those babies, because where we used to get them out and go to Target and all that, they weren't even able to do that. So, you know, I was looking at this, and one of the questions that you have on here that I love so much, if you are a mom that you are just completely exhausted and undone, what is that first step for you?
Oh man, I think that first step is to get present with yourself and say, now I'm talking about that mom who is so overwhelmed. They're like, I want to run away from home, but I'm at home. What do I do? That kind of thing.
Yes.
I think the first thing you have to do is get present with yourself and say, right now, my heart is beating.
Yeah.
I'm breathing.
Yeah.
I'm alive. I didn't have to do anything to make my heart beat. Someone loves me enough to keep this beating. I didn't have to do anything to make sure my lungs are breathing. Someone loves me enough to keep me breathing. I have found every time there's hope, that we can create hope for our life, it always goes back to the identity that we are loved. And if we can sit in that love for just a moment, we don't have to get like meditate for 15 minutes and try to like conjure up this feeling. If we can just know right now, in whatever state I'm in, whether I just screamed at my kids, or whether I just drank a bottle of wine after the kids went to bed because I can't take it anymore, or whether the house is a cluttered wreck, I'm still loved. And that knowing that you are loved, that will build up hope in you to know that God has me for something here. He has purpose for me. And I believe without purpose, that's when we start disintegrating. But if we know first we're loved, and out of this love, I'm here for a reason. And God didn't make a mistake giving me my children. He has fashioned me for them and them for me. And now I'm going to lean into his word. I'm going to listen to him. I'm going to be obedient and watch what happens as a result.
Oh, that is just beautiful. Yeah. I love that. It all starts right there with Father God. I love that. Just go right back there to that foundation. He has equipped me and called me, chosen me, and start there. And, you know, we can make a lot of jokes about how you identify and all the craziness that's in our culture. But I say first identify as the chosen one of God, that you've been called and chosen. That's how you identify. And then you begin. But what I want to do. Okay, where's our book? Mom Fog. Let's hold it up again. Fantastic book. I kind of have a twofer question. I want you to succinctly explain Mom Fog. And then Chrys and I want to know more about this university. We want you to be able to tell our listeners and those that are with us how to sign up and what are some of the steps.
And we have a special. I got a special for them too, because I wanted something to give your viewers, your subscribers. Well, okay. So Mom Fog, there is a physical change that happens in your brain after you have a baby. And my background is in neuropsychology. I geek out on this stuff. And I remember being at my wit's end as a mom, saying, what is wrong with me? Like I'm trained in this stuff and I can't get my own life right. And I remember researching the mom brain, and there have been several studies, longitudinal studies, that show that when a woman has a baby, her brain actually loses gray matter, like all of a sudden the mass in your brain decreases. It's like, okay, so why would a God that loves us so much literally have us lose our mind when we have children, right? And more research, like I've been researching the mom brain for over 2 decades, and found out that after a woman has a baby, it opens up a new set of cognitive skills. So we have this system that is always filtering the environment constantly for things that are important and things that we're aware of. And this system now goes into like open mode. It's like, have you ever, like your phone's really slow? This is my scenario. Like, why won't my phone work for me? What's going on? And my kid will get my phone like, oh my gosh, mom, how many apps do you have open?
Right.
Okay. So, but the reason our brain feels like it's sluggish and we can't focus and we're losing like concentration is because now it's like, it's always spinning. It's like that app that's always spinning because our brain is trained after a baby to always look for potential dangers. Now, this is good, but now we're left thinking, I am literally losing my mind. What is wrong with me? So after researching this, I found 4 things that moms really need in their life in order to help them get the results they want. And they need things like the reward center of their brain stimulated. They need to develop habits instead of trying to finish to-do lists. They need community atmosphere. They need to work with core beliefs instead of trying to change their circumstances. So I figured out all these things and I put them inside this university so moms could just like plug in and get the rewards and get the environment and get the support and get the training. And what's coming out of it are these incredible results because it is the only life coaching platform designed to work with the mom brain. And I think that's the reason it's so successful is because we get frustrated with our brain, but if we work with our brain, then we can get incredible results because we're pretty incredible people.
I read one of the testimonials in the book and may have been more the only one that caught my eye from a man. There was all these women testifying about how Mom University had helped them transform their families. And then I turned the page and this guy is going, oh my gosh, like, yay, I'm glad my woman got a hold of this, right?
That's right. That's right. We have a lot of women are planning these trainings for their entire family. And their husbands are listening. And there's several men who are members. They're like, can you like have like a fraternity? Because, you know, we found out about this and we're learning. And I'm like, no, you can just be our frat guys. That's cool. You can still be an honorary mom inside Mom Master University. But it's amazing the transformation. But we do have families who are they're just playing that for their entire family. And it's really kind of changing the trajectory of the entire, like you're going to find blessing generation upon generation upon generation when you change the way you're thinking.
Oh, absolutely. I firmly believe that. That is awesome. Now, can you tell our listeners and how they can get the book and how they can sign
absolutely. You can go to, well, you can get the book if you go to momfog.com. You can get that book. And also if you go to, now this is kind of long, so you may want to write this down, but we actually just recently launched, we can get Mom Master University for $1.
Wow.
And so, but it's a pretty long link. So if you go to mommastery.com/trial.
Okay.
No, we
we'll put
just
that in our
launched
show
that.
notes. We'll put that in our show notes that they can find that easily. And what a gift to your people, your platform that you have, the audience that you've brought alongside yourself on this journey. That you would give them this for $1.
Well, we don't want anything standing in the way. And so now, like, we know things are tight. We just came out of like so much confusion and we really want to just partner with moms so that they have no reason not to. And so just get in and try it. Just try it for a month and see if you like it.
Hannah,
And
that tells me, I'm sorry. That tells me so much about your heart because, again, Chrys hasn't had an opportunity and it's my fault because I got 2 copies and I don't think I got Chrys her copy early enough, but of the book. but it tells me a lot about your heart, because I remember your story of when you were trying to feed your own children and all you had was a box of macaroni and cheese and you didn't pay the light bill and it went off and you ate cold macaroni that was gummy and the orange cheese wouldn't melt. So the fact that you know that there's moms out there that need this information and you're making it available for $1 is a reason enough for us to help you share your message.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I know what it feels like. And I remember telling my husband the other day, it's like, I know this is why I'm here. And someone's asking me like, well, what vision inspires you? And like, is it the jet or is it the, like having all the properties? I'm like, the vision that inspires me is a mom whose life is transformed. And that wakes me up in the morning and it almost gives me like this urgency. Like I've got to get this to people because I know what's missing in their life. Even if they're like in the pit and they're like, nothing can help me. I mean, we've had meth addicts come in. We have had like people on the verge of like, we're getting ready to file for divorce come in and that's all of a sudden healed. We've had people with another woman just got a breast cancer diagnosis. She wrote in and she said, as soon as I got that diagnosis, I knew what to do because I'd been in Mom Master University. And I started speaking over that. And I talked to my sisters inside MMU and they're praying for me and they're standing for me. And she called and she had gone in and had surgery to remove the tumor. And she went on chemo and she talked to the surgeon later. She said, I need you to tell me, I got a tough stomach. Tell me what you found there and what you pulled out. He said, honestly, nothing. We couldn't find anything. And she said, if I had not had that, I would have just like subscribed to the diagnosis and said, well, it's over and start living out that pattern.
Right.
But that is why I'm like, I've got to get this to every single mom out there. You don't have to live with overwhelm. You don't have to live with exhaustion. You don't have to live with self-condemnation. Let's get rid of it. You don't.
You were born for more. You were made for more. Thank
Amen.
you, Hannah Keeley, for being on Rocking It Grand today. Has she just not been fabulous?
She's amazing.
Amazing. There are so much more to say here.
Yes.
Gosh. Okay. Well, we want to stay connected. We love your message. We want to help you get it out there. So thank you for being a part of us today. And we'll invite you back another time if you'll come.
100%. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye, Hannah.
Bye-bye.